Welcome back to episode 7 of Noob to Final Boss. In this video we are taking on the remaining 2 bosses in God Wars Dungeon 2 and getting one step closer to unlock that final boss achievement. Last episode we mastered the mechanics of Vindicta and the Twin Furies and successfully took them down 100 times. Now the next challenge on our path is Helvir, the shape-shifting beast of Seren. I was told he's a pretty tough boss, so I'm bringing out my favorite and strongest combat style, magic. Since last time, I've only made one upgrade to my gear. Big level coming in, there it is, 90 rune crafting, the fruit of all that AFK time, and it's a big one. Now we can finally make a grasping rune pouch. Since rune pouches are crazy expensive right now thanks to the 110 rune crafting update, it's awesome that we can just craft one ourselves. What it does is we can store 4 types of runes inside of it. It's a really nice quality of life upgrade. And here we go, the rune patch is crafted.
Does it come in black?
Looking good. I'm also bringing another new item, well, new for me at least, a weapon poison +++. Because from what I read, Helvir is actually poisonable, so this should give us a bit of extra damage. I don't even have time to drop my sunshine. I'm just trying to survive. There are mechanics coming at me left and right. That kill felt really long, because it was 3 minutes. At least there's room to shave some time off. Alright, so when he's kinda like standing upright, that's when he's about to use his big cleave attack. Right there, perfect. I'm starting to learn his pattern. Helvir has 4 special attacks we need to deal with. We have to move and dodge the poisonous mushrooms he spawns. We need to resonance his bleed attack to heal off the damage. This is the main mechanic we'll need to practice for efficient kills. It's important to time it properly and only res the big melee hit. We need to use Devotion or Debilitate when he does his Frenzy move, and then use Freedom right after to clear the bleed effect. And we have to kill the wolves he summons. Detonate is so good in this phase. We can charge it up really fast thanks to our diffusion boots and release it together with another ability for some massive damage. Oh, we got a drop! That's our first unique. How much is it worth though? Not much, but not complaining. We actually got a drop. Awesome. And we got a Serenic Essence too. Cool. As I got more comfortable with Helvir's mechanics and picked up the pace, I was finally able to focus on using my DPS rotations and sprinkle in defensive abilities at the right times to handle his special attacks. Okay, I've just finished my 100 casts of Divine Storm in the Mage Arena, which means we can now use the Gothic Staff special attack. I've bound the staff to my mouse button and keybind the special. It's go time. So here comes the staff, I swap to it, fire off the spec, and then switch back to my main weapon. Look at the hit chance, normally I have about 71%, but after using the Gothic Staff spec, it jumps up to 76%. This is honestly one of the best special attacks in the game at any level of PvM. It lowers the enemy's defense and deals a good chunk of damage. Plus it's a great practice for weapon switching, which is something I'm really trying to get better at. It's essential for high tier PvM. At first I was running Vampirism Aura to help stay alive while learning the fight. But once I got more confident, I switched over to Maniacal for some speed kills. A new personal best of 1 minute 28. We started off with 3 minute kills, so that's a huge improvement. And with Maniacal active and using the Gothic Staff spec, I can push my hit chance all the way up to 90%. That's super cool. We also pulled a nice drop, Orb of the Cyvir Elders. Sitting at 26 mil? Let's go! A first big drop in the God Wars Dungeon too. We did it! 100 Helvir kills complete. I had so much fun with this boss. It's definitely my second favorite now, right after Archglacior. By the way, we hit 2500 reputation with the Seren faction. That means we've unlocked the blueprints for Cyvir components. Once we get our inventory level high enough, we'll be able to break down certain items to get those, and use them for the Planted Feet perk. That perk is going to be a massive boost for magic. It extends Sunshine by 7 seconds. That is of course something for the future. Now let's check out the loot. Price checking what we got from Helvir over those 100 kills, we got 31 mil. Really solid money. We got the orb, which obviously makes up most of the profit. And then by far the best item that's a common drop are the rune salvages. Alright, time to move on to the last boss. The faceless one. Slisk's little toy. Gregorovich. Since the tier 90 necromancy tank armor requires skills from each God Wars Dungeon 2 general, it made perfect sense to use necromancy against Greg. This boss applies a strong poison effect, and since anti-poison potions wear off very quickly, I went ahead and perked out my leg piece with Venom Blood. It completely negates poison damage, which basically removes an entire mechanic from the fight. This fight is chaotic like his soundtrack. There's a lot going on. I don't know what's happening, but I'm here for it. First kill, let's go. Gregorovich hits way harder than the other generals, but with the Vengeful Ghost healing ability and the Vampirism aura, it balances out pretty nicely. Bang! That is 90 necromancy. Now we can finally start working on the new gear. Ooh, that's a long shopping list. This is gonna take a while.
One eternity later.
And there it is, our first set of tier 90 necromancy armor and weapons. That's insane. We come a long way since episode 2. With this new setup, I feel like we're in a way better spot. 13k HP? This is nuts. We are basically unkillable now. Also, I haven't done a single quest this episode, so let's knock one out. Next up in the Necromancy questline is Tomes of the Warlock, which unlocks 4 powerful incantations, including life transfer. We've got enough soul to grab it from the Well of Souls. It's an important one. Basically, it's a self-damage ability. I sacrifice 50% of my life points, and in return my spirits stay alive much longer. I use this at the beginning of the fight, right after summoning my spirits. Alright, let's prep. Overload on, poison potion active. Honestly, this fight isn't as bad as it looks. Once you've seen the mechanics a few times, they are actually pretty easy to predict. Bouncing knives, use defensives. Spirit summon, just stand in the north part of the arena. Venom Blood completely nullifies that. Glaive Rain, just step out of the shadows, it's that simple. And that's pretty much it. With Necromancy this fight actually quite chill. I'm starting to understand why people say it's a broken style. 93 Necromancy, that's a huge level, and currently our highest combat stat. Makes me wonder which combat style are we gonna hit 99 in first. And there it is, the last kill of this boss done. And with that we taken down all 4 God Wars Dungeon 2 bosses. God Wars Dungeon 2 is a great place to get your feet wet before diving into harder content. We practiced 3 out of the 4 combat styles, pretty solid. Range set this one out, but don't worry, I'll bring out the bow next episode. We've made a ton of progress and the account is really shaping up, but there is still so much more to unlock. And the bosses, they are only getting tougher from here. Next episode I wanna start working on unlocking Soul Split. I've got 2 million bonus XP in prayer, so hopefully it won't be too bad. We can finally combine these sigil pieces, let's do it. And there we go, ancient sigil complete. If we take this over to that door, we can unseal it.